You are listening to Shadow Horse Theater Broadcasting. We come to you from the shadowy fields of Minnesota with Dark Pony Radio Show, presented to you by the Dark Pony Players, featuring Antonia Perez, and introducing the Dark Gentleman. This episode is sponsored by FNX Fitness. We become greater when we rise up together. Supplements should taste good. If you're going to drink protein, greens, or even pre-workout, don't skip out on good flavor and quality ingredients. FNX Fitness has the best flavors and prides itself on being locally sourced with no fillers. Visit our fiendish friends at www.fnxfit.com and use code DARKPONY to receive 40% off at checkout. And our other sponsor, the Living Artist Podcast. Don't wait until you're dead to make a living as an artist. And now is, as always, the Pale Lady.
Oh, my little nothings. Welcome back. I've missed you also.
My tormented tenderling, what a treat we have. The final part from your beloved.
Mm-hmm. His heart was truly wonderful. He had put it all into the story, this world, how I loved every little bit of it.
Let us once again return to that punished poet's writing room as we prepare to descend ever further into that audaciously awakening abyss.
There are these three that haunt me. Day and night I can never flee. You have returned to my story. The third part is a bit gory. In the past, you may recall, a journey riddled with a fall. Virgil and I ventured to the city, met an angel where it was misty, tracked and hunted by the lion as though we were in Zion. With the lion left behind, we stumble into a grind. Above the great abyss of darkness, my body felt as a living carcass. A figure swimming through the air, which was thick and murky, I swear. Closer it approaches above the pit. Awaiting at the great waterfall we sit.
And now, behold the beast with a pointed tail that passes mountains, annulling walls and weapons. Behold the one that makes the whole world stink. Come! Come, beast!
What a creature. Its face is the face of an honest person. It shines with such a look of benediction. And yet, all the rest of it is serpentine. Two clawed paws are hairy to the armpits, and its back and all its belly and both flanks are painted arabesques and curlicues. The tail twisting and twitching, venom, fork, and scorpion stinger.
Now we must turn aside a little from our path in the direction of that malignant beast that lies in wait.
Teacher, those souls there crouched close to the edge of emptiness, each wearing a pouch with different colors.
So you may have a knowledge of this round that is complete. Go and see their torment yourself. But let your conversation there be brief. While you are gone, I shall speak to this beast, Geryon, and ask them for a loan of their strong back.
What are you doing in this pit? Get out of here! Send us down the sovereign knight, who will come bearing 3 goats on his pouch.
Teacher? Teacher, I'm coming back now.
And now take courage and be strong. Get on up front. I want to ride behind to be between you and the dangerous tale. Now, Geryon, start moving. Descend with gentle motion, circling wide. Remember, you are carrying living weight.
All that I see around is void, teacher. I'm too afraid to lean more over. The stench and nothing surrounds us.
My ward, look closer below.
As we circle downward, I see a spiral path of torment ahead.
Geryon, settle us down on those jagged cliffs.
How quickly Geryon takes its leave from us here.
We have reached that place in hell called Malboja. Right at the center of this evil plain, there yawns a very wide, deep well. There are 10 descending valleys, just like a ground plan for successive moats that in concentric circles bind their center and serve to protect the ramparts of the castle. From this great cliff's base jut spokes of rock crossing from bank to bank, intersecting ditches until the pit's hub cuts them off from meeting.
Teacher, these ones here. 2 files of naked souls walking on the bottom.
Look up along the deadly rock.
Horned devils. They have enormous whips lashing the backs of these shades with cruel delight.
See how they make them skip and lift their heels at the very crack of the whip. Let us walk onward.
Oh, you there, with your head bent low. If the features of your shade do not deceive me, you are Venedicio Caccianemico. I'm sure. How did you get yourself in such a pickle?
I'm not so keen on answering, but I feel I must. Your plain talk is compelling. It makes me think of old times in the world. I was the one who coaxed Giasobella to serve the lusty wishes of the Marquis, no matter how the sordid tale is told.
Marquis of Este?
The very same. I'm not the only Bolognese who weeps here. Hardly. This place is packed with us. In fact, there are more of us here than there are...
Move on, you pimp! You can't cash in on women here.
Come, let us go.
The ditch is wide below the ridge.
Stop and stand where you can see these other misbegotten souls, whose faces you could not see before, for they were moving in the same direction we were over there.
What am I looking...
Look at that imposing one approaching, who does not shed a single tear of pain. What majesty he still maintains down there. He is Jason, who by courage and sharp wits fleeced the Colkins of their golden ram. He later journeyed through the Isle of Lemnos. There, with his words of love and loving looks, he succeeded in deceiving the young Hypsipyle. He left her there, with child and all alone. Such sin condemns him to such punishment. And Medea, too, gets her revenge on him.
Oh, what is that stench below in the next pouch of shades?
Look, see the banks coated with slimy mold that is stuck to them like glue.
Let me get to the bridge's highest point.
The souls in the ditch are plunged into excrement that might as well have been flushed from our latrines. There is one there with their heads so smirched with shit.
Why do you feast your eyes on me more than these other dirty beasts?
Because, remembering well, you are Alicio from Lucca. That's why I stare at you more than the rest.
I'm stuck down here by all those flatteries that rolled unceasing off my tongue up there.
I think your eyes have had their fill of this. Come over the bridge to the next arena. There is so much more for you to witness. Let us move past these shades.
O Simon Magus, O scum that followed him. Those things of God that rightly should be wed to holiness, you rapacious creatures, for the price of gold and silver prostitute. Now, in your honor, I must sound my trumpet, for here in the third pouch is where you dwell. O highest wisdom, how you demonstrate your art in heaven, on earth, and here in hell. How justly does your power make awards.
My lord, are you done yelling towards the throne? While you look above, you should look below. On the sides and bottom of this ditch are holes. All are the same size, and each is round. As you witness, from the mouth of every hole are sticking out the sinner's feet. And the legs up to the calf, the rest is stuffed inside.
The soles of the feet are flaming. Their naked legs are twitching. Virgil, who is that one? The angry wretch who is writhing more than anyone. The one licked by a redder flame.
If you want to be carried down along the lower bank to where he is, you can ask him who he is and why he is here.
My pleasure is what pleases you.
It matters not to me. Here, I have carried you down into the bank. Go talk with this shade.
O wretched soul, stuck like a stake in ground. Make a sound or something, if you can.
Is that you here already upright? Is that you here already upright, Boniface? By many years the book has lied to me. Are you fed up so soon with all that wealth for which you did not fear to take beguile the lovely lady, then tear her asunder?
Quick, hurry up and tell him I'm not the one. I am not the one you think.
Yes, of course. I'm not the one you think.
Oh. Well then.
Our time is up. Come. I must carry you back above the ditch. Here we are. Another valley down below for you to behold.
The valley below was strange torments. Upon the floor of the ditch with all embarrassments, was wet with anguished tears, silent and weeping the sinners in their fears. Walking the circle in a litany pace, I saw the look of distortion on their face. The chin was not above the chest, the neck was turned, twisted at best. These faces were looking down their backs, never seeing what's ahead and all that lacks. I felt the pain inside. My eyes were not dry, as my great guide was standing close by.
So, you are still like all the other fools. In this place, piety lives when pity is dead. For who could be more wicked than that person who tries to bend divine will to their own? Lift your head up. Lift it. See the souls there? The earth split wide before the Thebans' eyes. Amphiorus kept rushing downward through the gap until Minos, who gets them all, got them.
I see.
You see how they made his back his chest? Because he wished to see too far ahead. He sees behind and walks a backward track.
Teacher, your explanations are truth for me, winning my faith entirely. Any others would be just like burned out coals. But speak to me of these shades passing by. If you see anyone that is worth noting.
That one, whose beard flows from his cheeks and settles on his back and makes it dark, was an augur who, with Calchas, called the moment to cut the first ship's cable free at Aulis. He is Eurypylus. And there, whose thighs are scarcely fleshed, is Michael Scott, who most assuredly knew every trick of magic fraudulence. Now, come along. There are many others, but time wanes. Watch out! Watch out!
But here in the ditch, 5th Bulgia, all I see is bubbling and boiling tar. Frightening devil. What outstretched wings moving so cruelly.
Look at it, carrying a sinner by both thighs, clawing at its tendons of its heels.
Hey, Melbrashi, here's one of Santa Zita's elders for you. You stick him under. We'll go back for more. I've got that city stocked with the likes of them. They're all a bunch of grafters. Save M.Terrell. You can change a no to a yes for Cash and Luca.
Look as the sinner floats to the top outstretched, and the other devils under the bridge mock.
Please. You shouldn't imitate the holy face. The swimming's different here from in the Sarchio. We have our grappling hooks along with us. Don't show yourself above the pitch, or else. You've got to do your squirming undercover. Try learning how to cheat beneath the surface. Yeah.
We'd best not let them know that you are with me. Crouch down behind some jutting rocks so they can't see you as we slowly make our way past. All of you, behave yourselves.
Let Malakata go.
I see you, living one.
Shade. What good will this do him?
Do you think, Malakota, that you would see me here, come all this way against all opposition, and still safe without propitious fate and God's permission? Now, let us pass, for it is willed in heaven that I lead another by this savage path.
Very well. Don't touch this man. Damn. You, hiding over there behind the bridge's rock. You may return in safety.
We may now move on.
Now, do I let him have it in the rump?
At ease. Take it easy, Scarming Leone. This next bridge is broken and lying in the ditch below. Front and center, Alicino. Calcabrina. You too, Catnazo. Barbaccio. You be captains of the squad. Take Libioco, Gracia Khan, and Toothy Ziriato, and Crazy Rubicante. You all are to take these two up to the next Bolgia and protect them from any others that may have thought to send them in the tar.
Of course.
Yes, Melakota. We shall do as you say.
Teacher, I don't like the looks of this. Let's go, just you and me, no escort. They keep grinding their teeth and winking to one another.
I will not have you frightened. Let them do all the grinding that they want. They do it for the boiling souls, not us. Malakota, we are ready to depart with the escort.
guide. I see souls in the tar, moving much like dolphins with ease and fear.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Come now. We are to deliver this living one to safety on the next Volgia. Do you want the wrath of Melakota? Or worse, the light from the Holy Throne itself?
Of course not.
I, Rubicante, see the souls in the tar below taking a chance on us as we have left our posts. Virgil, I must reach out and tear them down to the depths again.
Teacher, the souls are coming to the surface.
Careful, my ward. Do not get too close.
This one soul! It's got a hold of me!
Rubicante, dig your claws down deep into its back and peel the skin off of him.
Look, teacher! More souls are approaching the surface.
We've waited long enough. I will hook this sinner's arms and tear it.
This one's flesh is mine.
Look as the blood boils in the tar. They scream with delight. Siblings, keep feasting, keep tearing. Let the King of Grief hear it all.
Get away, you filthy birds of prey! Your leg is free. I suggest you and your master here leave.
Quickly, my ward, quickly get to the next edge. Come. Come on. Shake off the covers of this sloth. For sitting softly cushioned or tucked in bed is no way to win fame. Stand up.
Move on. For I am strong and ready.
We must climb a little higher to get back on top of the Bolgia. The new valley shall open to you.
What a terrible confusion. Serpents of all kinds.
A great plague of venom below, as the shades, naked, terrified, run, hopeless of finding hiding holes or heliotrope.
That soul running close to us, Master. Tell her not to run away. Ask her what sin has driven her down here, for I knew her as a woman of bloody rage.
I loved the beastal life more than a human, like the bastard I was. I'm Benifucci, the beast.
What sins have driven you down here?
That you have caught me by surprise here in the wretched Bolgia makes me grieve more than the day I lost my other life. Now, I am forced to answer what you ask. I am stuck so far down here because of theft. I stole the treasure of the sacristy, a crime falsely attributed to another.
Teacher, all those serpents. I'm glad we are moving on. There is this glow from the other ditch. I need to lean out, holding onto this jutted rock, and look a little closer. There are flames moving around the edges.
There are souls concealed within these moving fires, each one swathed in their burning punishment.
Master, who's in that flame with its tip split in two?
Within, Ulysses and Diomed are suffering in anger with each other. Just vengeance makes them march together now.
May I, teacher, speak with those within its flame?
I would give you that opportunity if our time wasn't coming to a close.
What do you mean?
We are close to the end of your road here in this inferno. I would not have you caught so close to the center of this abyss to be stopped by a thieving soul lost to the Bolsha.
Of course, my teacher. Let us move on.
We approach the next ditch, where the sowers of scandal and schism roam.
There is no wine cask with its stave of cant bar sprung that was ever split the way these shades are ripped open, from their chin to where they fart.
As they do this to themselves.
See how I tear myself? This piece here is my heart. These are my entrails. I must keep tearing. But who are you there gawking at the bridge?
Death does not have him yet. He is not here to suffer for his guilt, that he may have full experience. I, who am dead, must lead him through this hell, from round to round, down to the very bottom, and this is as true as my presence speaking here.
My master. They have all stopped, and are now staring at us.
Not us, my ward.
You, who will behold the sun, perhaps quite soon. Tell those left behind that this one here wants them to know.
If you want me to bring back to those on Earth your message, let them speak for themselves.
They are mute. This that I have in my hand, it's what's left of their jaw and mouth. I shall move the jaw as though they were speaking. One who is alive, I hope that meets with agreement. A person prepared who hesitates is lost.
The multitude of bloody deaths of war cannot match what I witness here below.
My lord, do you see the soul walking as all the rest, but look closely. It holds its severed head like a lantern. Of its own self, it made themselves a light.
It holds the head up.
Alas. Now see the monstrous punishment. You there, still breathing, looking at the dead. See if you find suffering to equal mine.
My lord, what are you staring at? Why do your eyes insist on drowning there below amongst those wretched broken shades?
If you had taken the time to find out what I was looking for, perhaps you would have let me stay there longer.
Well?
Somewhere down along this ditch that I was staring at a while ago, I think there is a spirit of my family, mourning the guilt that's paid so dear down there.
From this time on, you should not waste another thought on them. Think ahead, and let them stay behind. We have reached the final cloister of Melbourne.
What a foul stench from this ditch. As if all the flesh is decaying. Oh.
Look to the bottom where the High Lord's mistress, Justice Infallible, metes out her punishment to falsifiers.
A great agony. Some sprawled out on others' bellies, some on others' backs, and some on hands and knees, dragging themselves along that squalid alley.
They scratch and tear at their flesh, all within this pestilence. Look as they dig deeper into their skin, with no relief, just agony. Let us continue.
Master, there is a cloister of towers up ahead. What city is that?
Because you try to penetrate the shadows from much too far away, you confuse the truth with your imagination. You will see clearly when you reach that place how much the eyes may be deceived by distance, and so just push ahead a little more. But now, before we go on farther, to prepare you for the truth that could seem strange, I'll tell you, these are not towers. They are giants. They're standing in the well around the bank, all of them hidden from their navels down.
This murky fog is opening up a bit. I can make out one of the faces, the shoulders, the chest, and a good part of the belly. And down along the sides, the two great arms.
Raphael me amish zabialmi?
Blathering idiot! Stick to your horn and take it out on that when you feel a fit of anger coming. Search around your neck, you will find the strap it's tied to. You poor muddle-headed soul. And there's a horn so pretty on your chest.
Master?
His words accuse him. He is Nimrod, through whose infamous device the world no longer speaks a common language. But let's leave him alone and not waste breath, for he can no more understand our words than anyone can understand his language.
What engineer did it take to bind this other brute? Master, one arm is pinned to this giant's back, and the other locked in front by a massive chain winding around it tight.
This giant is a beast of pride, Ephialtes. She decided she would try to pit her strength against the almighty Jove, and she won this prize.
Why have we stopped here before another giant?
This is Antaeus. O you, who is the celebrated valley once captured 1,000 lions as your quarry, do not disdain this modest wish. Take us, and put us down where the ice locks in Coctus.
There are others.
Don't make us go to Titius or Typhon. This man can give you what you all long for here, so bend down. Don't scowl at us. He can still spread your legend in the world, for yet he still lives.
Very well.
My ward, now come. I'll take hold of you. Clasped together, we make a single burden. Open your eyes and look around.
I don't know if I can.
Here we are. O great giant, he shall speak well of you. My ward, be careful on the lake of ice.
Master, what causes such a wind? I thought no heat could reach into these depths.
Before long, you will be where your own eyes can see for themselves, when they will see what keeps this wind in motion. Vexilla regis produent inferni. Closer to us now. So now look ahead and see if you can make him out.
There are souls down here, fixed in the ice.
This is he. This is Dis. This is the place that calls for all the courage you have in you.
I did not die, nor was I living either. I needed to take a breather. Try to imagine, if you can, imagine me there, deprived of life, death, and compassion. The king of the vast kingdom of all grief, stuck out with his chest above the ice like a relief. Oh, how amazed I was when I looked up and saw a head with 3 faces. I was sure it was a flaw. One in front, which was bright red, the other 2 attached to this one as I sat. Beneath each face, 2 mighty wings stretched out, to the size you might expect of a huge bird to tout. The wings were not feathered, but much like a bat, leathered. They flapped, keeping 3 winds in motion, locking the king in the state of devotion. He wept from 6 eyes, down 3 chins, dripping tears mixed with blood where it begins. Each mouth held inside and crunched on a sinner with teeth that would gnaw to make them thinner.
That soul up there who suffers the most of all is Judas Iscariot, the one with the head inside and legs kicking out.
Master, what of the other 2 sinners?
The one to the left is Brutus, and the other on the right is Cassius, who still looks sturdy. But soon it will be night. Now is the time to leave this place, for we have seen it all.
I am not ready to leave you yet, my master.
Nor I, my ward. Hold on to me tight. We shall fly past and around the king.
I will do as you say, my master. My master, you fly so close to this. It feels as if we're going back into the pit itself.
There is no other way. Only by the stairs can we leave behind this evil place. I shall set you down on this edge of rock. Get up. Get up to your feet. The way forward is long and the road is a rough climb. Quickly, move forward. You must climb quickly. The beast of lower hell has caught up to us. If the leopard shall catch us, you will not make it out of this inferno.
My master, I see a hidden road.
There are stars peeking through. Run! Young one, run!
We made it. Back to the world above.
Look up and see the stars of the night sky.
Must you return to the place of thought and reason and numbness? That circle of limbo we saw so long ago.
My charge of you has not come to an end yet. The divine grace and the throne of light awaits you. The worst may seem behind us in that infernal abyss of anguish, but there is much you still need to learn. And there is much I am still able to teach. Rest now, my young one. The beasts are not hunting you anymore. Sit here by my side as you take in the mountain in front of us.
I have lived through much strife, only to allow me a second life. I will forever remember my time in hell. Virgil, my guide, my master, taught me well. The divine trilogy is not complete. I do travel to the high holy seat. These terrifying 3 still remain. I am sure as the moon wax and wane, seated next to me, the little lady that is pale, Her smile, the grin, melts my heart without fail. The dark gentleman sits under the window, investigating his glass, the intricate Merlot. The third is still silent, stands by the fire, staring into my soul as if I'm a liar. Your time has come, finally, to an end. So say I, my sweet, fiendish friend.
The frozen lake at the center of all grief. I do miss my little rendezvous there.
Bewitched by your beloved, and yet you are here to tell his tale.
It was his final wish, and what am I, if not playful and indulgent?
Devilishly decadent?
It is that time again, my sweet nothings. We wish you a good night and adieu.
You just heard tonight's performance of the Dark Pony Radio Show with voices from the Dark Pony players, Matt Sachs, Max Bessner, Matthew Kelly, TJ Jacobs, Terrell Woods, and Mara Rose. Featuring Antonia Perez, sound designer and engineering from Benjamin Conklin. A Haunting for the Ages, written by M.Terrell Woods. Performed by Carnage the Executioner, courtesy of the artist. Tonight's performance was an original adaptation of Dante's Inferno by Aid Hajjaj. Sponsored by FNX Fitness. We become greater when we rise up together. And the Living Artist Podcast. Don't wait until you're dead to make a living as an artist. This has been a Shadow Horse Theater production.